What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Unfinished Business. I believe episode 16. I should have looked at that before I started talking, but I am getting confirmation now. Hold on. The word is yes, it is from production episode 16. We are going to recap the chess.com Invitational. We got some topics related to that. As always, we'll recap what we have going on in disc golf. And then I have got some trivia questions because it's been too long since we've had not Trevor's, not Tyler's, another team name. It's Taylor's trivia this week. So
let's go.
Got a pretty good show. The cowbell's back. And Tyler's always usually the last one to go here. So I'm going to kick it off to him first. Tyler, what do you got going on in your world / disc golf?
Back-to-back weeks of going first, because last week I was talking about how I was complaining about being with teenagers. I have officially decided I'm pulling back on any content for disc golf right now. Work is just too busy and other things and whatnot. So anyways, I am playing tons of tournaments right now. I played in my first tournament on Saturday, went to a new course up in Pennsylvania, and the ground was extremely wet and the wind started picking up. And that's not why I played bad, but I played bad the first round. I forgot how to throw a forehand shot. Like, I usually can throw the Conquer about 350 if I like power it, and for some reason I went like 200 feet on this one shot on the first round, like into the woods, and it's like I couldn't get my body to slingshot my arm through the shot. I was just like wristing the disc, and it was doing nothing. And I was like losing my mind because I heard this was a course you need like a lot of forehand shots. And I was like, dude, that's my game. I got this. And it's like I had the shanks like while throwing a forehand shot. It was horrendous. So didn't play well the first round. And then I shot the third best round, the second round, played a lot better. The positive is I've been complaining a lot on here about how bad my putting is. And my putting was legit this weekend. So I don't know what happened. I think I just went into tournament mode and was like, I'm just going to make everything. And I missed like 3, maybe 4 circle one putts over 2 rounds. So not too bad. But yeah, came in 6th in MA1. I'm bumping up to MA1. So not too bad. I was excited to kind of get out there and play a competitive round. I've been itching for it, but for some reason decided to be like the coldest day of the week too. So it was like cold, windy, the ground was wet, and it was just like I almost was like, I don't even know why I'm here. So powered through. So that was it.
Yeah, it's tough when the conditions are out to get you, which I always like. I was thinking this the tournament I played, that doubles tournament, like I would so much rather play in like a little bit of rain or like wet versus like a lot of wind. Like I almost wouldn't play today and there was like 40-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. I was like, that it just does not sound fun to me.
Yeah, it was. I will say this: my shot of the day was like a 380-foot hole into the wind, and I took the birdie reach, and I just piped it perfect, and I never turned over and put it to like 15 feet. Of course, I missed. That was one of my missed putts because a guy told me that I was going to miss the putt as a joke, and then I completely whiffed the basket from 15 feet, and I just looked at him because nobody had birdied that hole all day long. But yeah, birdie reach is really good, everybody, by the way. If you don't have one, you got to wait till April. But birdie reach is really good. The orange one in particular.
Or you can get a Gateway Realm. Don't worry, it's the same disc.
Wait, what?
Or you can get also a the Vikings Destroyer. It's honestly like feels like the same thing as well.
Oh, the Odin?
So,
the Odin is sick.
Yeah, that one feels very similar to this disc. But the thing about the birdie reach is that the orange one has a little pop top. So it's got like because of that, it has like the anti-turnover like burn like into a headwind on it. So I can just rip it, and it was sick. I'm not going to lie. Sick. Really nice for forehand.
The thing about the birdie reach is it's created by the same people that make the 2022 putter of the year, the Marvel.
If you had a Marvel, you definitely would have made the putt. The synergy there would have been just off the charts.
Yeah. it got mad. It was like, nope, not gonna happen. So it's funny. There's this guy that I played with both rounds. Nice guy, but we got a little like hysterical a little bit in the second round, and he didn't realize I was actually really trying towards the end of the second round. And I tell myself before I do all these putts, I always say to myself, hey, we're going to make this. I just tell myself, it's like a thing I do. And he heard me and he was like, nah, you're going to miss it right. Completely whiff the basket. And like, I smirked at
It's a great mental thought right before I got to putt.
And I smirked at him because I had been making everything all day and he had seen it, which is why he said that. And then I absolutely did exactly what he said. And I just went like this to him. And he like looked away. He knew immediately.
Yeah.
He apologized on the next. He's like, hey, my bad. I was kidding. And you've been making everything all day. And I said, yeah, I didn't miss that putt because of you, but
right.
you did speak it into existence. So.
All right, Matt, what about you? You able to play over there?
Yeah, I played my first sanctioned tournament on Saturday.
Nice.
So it was at a really hard course, and I expected to shoot about 750 rated because I know there's certain parts of A, I'm not amazing by any means, and B, it's a tough course that just has a lot of uphill that I'm bad at throwing on. And so I knew the guy on my card on hole 1 or on hole 14 is when we started, and this hole had a pond on the right and a creek on the left, and it was downhill slope. So if you hit off the slope, you go in the creek. And we're playing hole 1. This guy's like, is this your first tournament? I was like, yeah, this is my first sanction. We played a couple stuff together. Otherwise, he's like, honestly, man, just good luck, have fun. He goes, dude, I haven't been practicing putting at all. And I was like, me neither. I'm so worried. There's like 4 guys on the card for MA3, just drastically different skill levels. Of the 4 guys, everyone but me immediately goes OB. In the creek or in the pond. Just OB, 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 OB. I'm the only one who plays a good shot. The next hole, I throw like a shot to like 45 feet from the basket, and I'm just telling all this guy's like, yeah, I didn't practice at all. I'm so worried. This guy's like, yeah, I also didn't practice. This guy essentially parks it. 3 putts. Just whiffs. I walk up, 45-footer, just bang it in the right corner, and I'm just like, now I feel bad. And I did that for like 5 holes where I just saved par every time, or birdie from like 45 feet out, just really long putts. And these guys were like, dang. And then it dropped like 5 degrees in temperature, and I just lost all ability to par. No. Like my hand feel is the most important thing. So my first round, I rated like 841, which is 100 points higher than I expected. And then my second round, I rated like 750, which is exactly what I expected. So, but the second round was just awful. It's from the long tees, and I played bad, and it was cold, and I couldn't putt. I literally do not think I made a putt inside C1. Yeah, the entire time. But it was really fun. It was cool. I've got a lot more planned. So.
And Matt, what do you putt with? The Pure?
Yeah, the Pure.
What plastic do you use?
I use the Zero Medium.
Gotcha.
For a long time, I used the Eco, which is really hard. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, I feel like I'm such a better putter in the summers. Why is that? And then I was like, wait a second. And then I just felt the Eco in December here, and I was like, oh, I can't.
I have so much more grip. Yeah, when it's not cold outside.
So then I just grabbed the Zero Medium, and that changed it all. But yeah, it was I felt so bad after telling that kid that. It was also insane to watch MA3 players that can throw 400 feet fail to putt and take a worse score than me every single time.
So is Zero the plastic?
Zero Medium. Yeah.
Well,
Zero is like their base plastic, and then there's a variety of firmnesses.
And then there's like soft, medium, hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Corey, if you didn't know, his video came out at Idlewild. I haven't watched it yet because I'm behind the times, but has there been any more recent disc golf in your life?
There has. I filmed a video at I don't even know I don't know what time frame we are in. Like, I feel like I explained all of this to you guys last episode, but it was probably just us in the Discord, like, talking. So just in case, I'll recap, or this is new to you. I played Palmer Park in Detroit. Really fun course. Played the longs, shot really good. Filmed that. Best round. It was great. Almost made some aces, some like real aces. And then I filmed a lunch break with this weird, let me grab it. This boy, the T-Bone.
Finally.
The T-Bone.
Yeah. This did not do what I thought it was going to do.
Let's go.
It is just the weirdest thing ever, and still has mud on the inside rim. So I filmed that. I still need to edit that. I'm doing some disc reviews with Marcus at Finish Line. He's filming them. He's got a drone. Didn't know that. Apparently, Drew Gibson is trying to steal his drone, but he's using it for these reviews. So got the first one out on his channel. Go check that out.
Sick.
Second one, I'm editing for the release of the, let me get this right, Radiant, Interval, and Composite Torque are coming out March 1st, like in stores and on shops and everything. So those are the first two out of like a handful of new plastics and discs and all that stuff. This Sunday, yesterday, 2 days ago, I don't know what day it is. Sorry,
Today's
guys.
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
7:27 Central Time.
7:27. That sounds familiar. Anyway, so Sunday, I played with my buddies. We went out to, it's like an hour north of here, played a really fun course. First time there. Apparently everyone is claiming that it's never windy, but I witnessed my buddy throw on hyzer a destroyer, a Halo destroyer, that flipped up, caught the air, and went 350 feet to the right of the pin, and he almost hit another T-pad, so that was fun. I don't really know how to explain any more than that.
I had that happen to me.
Yeah, it's terrible. Tomorrow I am driving to Indianapolis, Indiana. Those are confusing words. Indianapolis. I'm going to be playing a course that I've already played before, but filming it this time. Then I come back Friday, play some roller hockey with some buddies, and then Sunday,
let's go.
we're going to play some more disc golf. And then a week from Sunday, so in 2 weeks, my first tournament of the year.
Let's go.
Yep, I'm going to be doing MA1. It's a course that is insane. I've played it once. There's like a specific hole where it's maybe a 5-foot path going into like an island area, and everything is OB around it. Or you take this big hyzer, like wide fairway around. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go for it or not. It depends on how I'm playing. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Actually, I played a hole this weekend in a tournament where it's like a 350-foot shot, a little uphill, and it had like a bean-shaped area on the left of the basket and one on the right. One was hazard, one was OB. Very interesting.
Ooh. Oh, interesting.
What do you do with the OB then?
Wherever
was there a drop zone, or
no? Wherever it entered, you had to drop from outside of that. Wherever you enter the OB.
How big were the beans? Because I feel like what's the difference between putting from in the hazard and taking the shot like slightly back?
Yeah,
How big are the beans?
The length of it is probably like 60 feet, maybe. The width of it is probably like 20 feet, maybe not even.
Okay.
But I stepped to the hole and I never even thought about it. I just threw it, and if I go in, I go in, and I didn't eat both rounds. I played it or whatever.
There's a course near me that has beans, and they're all OB, and I threw like a hyzer going over the green into the bean. This conversation is amazing right now. But I went into the bean, and I ended up putting from like 10 feet away from the pin, and I got a par, and all my buddies were like trying to play strategically.
Hey, call him Simon Lasagna.
They didn't
take the OB, man.
Yeah, apparently. That was awesome.
Just go for it.
Simon Lasagna, actually, my bad.
Yeah, bro. Come on. Get it together.
Also, bees. So this, I'm not allowed to show, so I'll just give a little peek.
Freeze frame, screenshot, enhance.
That is my Creator Series disc. I got 5 of them in the mail from Finish Line. I'm going to be filming the most epic the most epic promo video you will ever see in your entire life. Like, you don't even understand. If you watched that little video of me putting the box and kicking it and all the discs popped up, nothing. That's nothing. Okay? Most epic.
I will say I'm going to put this out there for everybody here. I had that short on my screen in my TV in my living room of Corey hitting the box and the disc staying there. I had to go out of the room for a while, and then I came back. Well, I forgot my daughter was kind of like, not forgot, but like she was in the room. I forgot to like put something more, like, no offense, more entertaining for her on. But yeah, I was telling Corey and you guys that when I got back into the room, she's going around kicking stuff, going ta-da, and I'm like, what is she doing? Oh, she was watching Corey.
Yeah.
So she's
more entertaining. Yeah, you want to put more entertaining on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, well, I thought like I came back in the room and I was like, oh shoot, I left disc golf on. I didn't put like, Coco Melon or whatever on. So
when's the last time Bluey made her run around kicking things?
Facts. Indisputable.
So my wife was like, why is she kicking stuff? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, it was a good moment.
Has anybody used epoxy before?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like resin?
Yeah, for golf.
Yeah?
For golf clubs.
Okay, so I don't know how this survived in my bag, but look how perfect this is.
What is that?
I want to make a mini.
A hornet's nest or whatever.
Yeah.
Bee's nest.
It's like
bee's nest.
part of a bee's nest, but it's like perfect. And I want to just take the clear resin and like
just put it
make it into a mini. Yeah.
I think you need to put it. You need to put it into like a cylinder shaped thing, and then you pour stuff in. But I don't know how you get the cylinder. I don't know. I don't know how you would do that.
I'll figure it out.
Somebody's done
I'll figure it out.
I guarantee.
I was gonna say YouTube's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Taylor, what about you? What'd you do this weekend in disc golf?
I was about to say worst for last because I have not played disc golf since like Saturday before last. So it's been a while since I actually played. I sympathize with Tyler. That work is just insane right now. This is like by far my busiest season of the year for work, but we're almost out of it. But I was prepared with something. A new bag. I got the new Atlas Pioneer V4. I was going to show that off.
What is that yellowy disc on your left? Right.
The Halo?
That one.
This is a Halo Pharaoh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Dang.
Go-to distance driver right there. But I'm excited to get this out for a round because as people may or may not know, I have used the same grip bag, the Grip A series bag, for like 5 years now. And I only carry in the main compartment, probably like 14 or 15 discs. So it's kind of, the A series is a lot for me. So I was excited to get something smaller and like noticeably lighter.
Yeah.
But this is going to feed into, I told you guys I had a mystery question for you guys that I've been pondering myself. So I'm curious to get you guys' opinion on, completely unsolicited. So if you think about your game and your bag, including, we'll say one putting putter, what is the fewest amount of discs you think you could take with you and score the same as you can with your full bag?
Oh, wow.
Because I was thinking about this, like I typically carry probably like 19 or 20 discs. I probably shoot the same with like 7, realistically.
Whoa.
I got to think about this for a second.
It depends on the course.
Yeah.
Because the course I played this weekend, I feel like I only threw like 5 discs the whole time, which is not the type of golf I like, but it happens.
Yeah, like for me, since I've thought about it, I'll go first. Give you guys a second to breathe and think. But I think like putting putter and throwing putter become one thing for me, right? Like I'm probably just throwing and putting with a Nexus and just chilling with that. And then like some kind of flippy putter, flippy mid, straight mid, flippy driver, straight driver, something I can forehand. I think I'm chilling. Probably like 9 speeds, like nothing crazy, but
I can go 7.
Yeah.
That's probably a good number.
I think I can go 7 too. I think I can go 7 too, yeah.
So first off, you said, well, one putting putter. I only use one putting putter. I'm not I'm not.
Well,
one
I
of
just mean like I'm gonna putt and throw a putter. So like I'm probably not taking like a DX or in-blend something, or but like
Oh,
probably
well then
like
6.
yeah.
Because I was gonna have
So you
putting
putt with
putter
a
and
premium
throwing putter.
Marvel anyway, right? Yeah. So you can lump that all together.
No.
Well, not normally,
throw
but yeah.
Yeah, I can. So I'll say 6.
Yeah, I think I can narrow mine down to 6. Mine would be like my distance driver. All right, going back front to back. So distance driver, overstable fairway, straight fairway, understable fairway, my straight mid, and my putter. No, I'll go 7 because I want to have an approach.
That's what I was going back and forth on too.
Beforehand.
Like if I wanted like
So,
an overstable putter.
I'll put like the Berg in there. I'd probably take my Berg over the A2 maybe if I'm going straight forehand. So that's 7, I believe, right there.
I don't think
But
I throw
all
a
my
distance driver
fairways-
in there though. Like I think I throw
Can
at
I-
line
Really?
speed for the most part as far as I can throw.
Mm.
I mean,
Can I
I can
interrupt
definitely
this?
throw. Yeah, go ahead.
A2, A5. What's with their number? Like I don't understand what's going on. Is an A2 actually more overstable than an A5?
Yes,
Because
much.
my
Much.
buddy threw an A5 and it's like a zone.
That should not happen at all.
It's literally a zone. Like I don't know what's going on.
I mean, an A3 and a distortion are very similar, and they're more like a zone. An A5 I've never thrown before, so I couldn't tell you. But
Yeah, I thought they were pretty straight and just like faded a little. Like I thought an A5 was kind of like a tomb.
An A2 is like very stable.
Yeah, I thought A2 was like wild.
It's like it's a four. The new A2s are a 4204. How you like that, Taylor?
Okay.
I love the numbers.
I don't know what the A5 is, but he literally put
Not
it in
that.
my hand and he's like, "This is a zone," and I was like, "Yeah, it is." So I'm very confused on Prodigy's naming schemes.
I think
'Cause
A5
I
is
thought-
like a -1-1.
I can
Well,
pull
that's
up
what
the
he.
stats.
I'm looking. It
I
up
think he
right
said he
now.
bought it like that, and I'm pretty sure they changed the flight numbers because of how wrong they were.
So it's a. All right, on the disc it says 3-4 -1-1, but on the website it says 4302.
See, and
Yeah.
5 is supposed to be like understable.
Yeah, but
Very
it's,
confusing.
I think
Yeah,
it's all
still
relative though, because like most of their
approach.
approach
Yeah.
discs are like from extremely overstable to relatively is still a jump. But
I would need to throw an A3.
Is there an A1?
Yeah, so A1. So here, Corey, let me tell you. So A1 and A2, same
Steak
thing.
sauce.
Exactly. A1, A2, exact same thing, except A2 has no bead. A1 does have a bead, and that's the same thing between
Okay.
an A3 and an A4, except the A3 has a bead. A4 does not.
Well, let me tell you. So I used to.
I'm
One of my
learning so
favorite
much.
mid ranges is the Prodigy M3 and M4. Both are really good, but I used to love an M3. And I was at the Play It Again Sports in Nashville when I lived there, and I was looking for. I was kind of looking
A3
around.
Was
I
that an
will-
A3? What?
Bro, one of
First
those.
run, M3, but first run.
I was looking around, and they had what was labeled as like a super sick like X out clear M3, and I was like, oh, I'll just grab that. It was cheap. It was like I love my M3. I want to have a backup anyway. I take it to the field. Turns out it was an A3, not an M3, and that thing was so stupid beefy. I was like, what is
Man.
happening? I didn't realize it till after I threw it and picked it up and looked into the bottom. I was like, oh yeah, they mislabeled that one, but you know,
Yeah.
I still threw that thing for a while. It's a really good forehand approach disc, but
Speaking of stupid beefy, do you guys follow Ben Calloway?
Yeah.
yeah.
He was throwing today what he explained as a Buzz OS OS. So I think they're doing the same thing that they did to the Zone to the Buzz,
To the buzz.
and just making the most. Like he threw it
That's kind
he
of
threw
cool.
it forehand on like this angle, and by the time it hit the ground, it was on this angle.
But why make that once you already have the Zone OS?
So it can
It
go
probably
30
glides
feet
more.
farther.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just just excited. I'm just an excited boy. Okay.
This is a
Sorry.
multi-consumer.
I came
like
in
it.
and raining on the parade.
I like it, yeah.
I'm the person is like oh my gosh, don't buy that because you don't need that. But
And I'm the kind of guy that sees one of these on the sale rack and says, "Oh,
discs are fun.
I need the Carl Klein gold thing." Okay,
Carl.
dude, Carl killed it this weekend.
dude, I thought of so many new names.
Let's go.
Carl Klein.
Yeah, I
All
can't
right,
believe
speaking of this
Andy
weekend,
Barela.
speaking of this weekend, we'll get right into it. I had MPO first. We'll start with FPO. So I wanted to keep this generic, and I think we'll hit on a lot of things, but just want to go through everybody's biggest takeaway from this weekend, the chess.com Invitational First Pro Tour of the Year. We'll start off with FPO. What does everybody notice first? Or at least biggest storyline?
Biggest storyline. I think for me, I'm gonna go rogue. For me, it's Holland Hanley cannot take control of a tournament yet. And so I think she did a lot of things this offseason to prepare for this season with creating her course, making shots that she wanted to practice on. And then she had an opportunity to like put her foot on the gas and run away with it a little bit. And instead she let Evelina back in. And not only did she let Evelina back in, but she also like got destroyed by Evelina pretty much. And I know in the FPO, like everyone hugs each other at the end and happy for one another, but like I'm sure Holland Hanley is like disappointed deep down that like, man, my first tournament of the year, I could have put my foot down. I wonder what she needed to shoot to be able to beat Evelina's 8 under the last round though. But
wait, I was literally just looking.
Yeah.
Holland Hanley shot even. She needed to shoot 7 down.
Ooh, so that's still a good number, you know, for her. But still, like she started off really bad, and like
quick too. The round ratings for Holland Handley: round 1, 10-16; round 2, 10-04; round 3, 9-76.
Yeah, not
stinker
good.
Of the last round.
And what did she do the first 3 holes for round 3?
Par, double.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Single after that. So through 4, she was 3 over.
3, yeah. So I mean, she have to start better. So I thought going into it, I thought Holland was going to pull through, or I was hoping, and you know, still didn't get it done yet. So it feels like she's got a little bit of that, you know, syndrome of not being able to clutch up the last round. What?
Nothing.
Don't worry. Just who's next? Somebody jump in. Somebody jump in.
I agree with you, Tyler. I also think like
Have you seen the Theo Vaughn's he beat syndrome?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Oh man.
Gosh dang.
Okay. I don't know who they were, but I beat them.
Goodness. No, I think I agree. I think also like FPO was so interesting this weekend, dude, because there were names up there that I feel like shouldn't have been, or I didn't expect them to be, and vice versa. And it was very.
Who shouldn't have been up there?
Well, I just didn't really expect Missy Gannon so early to take such, you know, to really pop her way up there. I know she plays well.
I was going to say, why not? That's disrespect.
Because she always waits till like the end of the season, it feels like. I could be wrong. But
Tater's not there.
That's right.
It's true.
But even if Tater just pushes everyone down one slot, like Missy's still up there. It was just really early to do that. But no, I was just kind of it struck me by surprise as I was looking over the leaderboards and as I was watching stuff all weekend long. I will say I was watching live the FPO round 1, and I forgot that they had additional cameras, and so they randomly changed to like Paige Pierce and Missy throwing shots, and I'm like, okay. I was like, cool, that looked pretty good. What's Paige Pierce at? And it was like +3 for the round. I was like, oh. Okay, I just caught like 1 or 2 good holes out of Paige Pierce, but no, I will say coverage was sick.
So Matt, what was your biggest takeaway from the weekend?
I think my legitimate biggest takeaway from the whole weekend, I think I said something similar to debate night, but Joey Buckets, Joseph Anderson, right up there
Yeah, this was FPO, but don't worry.
Oh, I was just saying,
Oh,
we're talking FPO.
yeah, you're right. I am
Joey killed FPO.
Yeah, he killed it.
Joey did kill FPO.
We're talking FPO. I'm just
FPO,
I'm like I didn't.
sorry.
I feel like I didn't get.
fruit.
I feel like I didn't get your response for FPO.
I forgot.
So that's why I was trying to like rein you back in. A little
You're
bit.
good. You're good. My biggest takeaway was Evelina's putting and how short her average putt was. Her longest putt was only 22 feet in round 3, and her average was 9.4. And the only putt she missed in round 3, she laid up on purpose.
Oh my gosh, guys! I have to cut you off real quick. Total putts she made round 1 is 97 feet. That's an average of 5 feet.
Yeah. So what I said on Debate Night last year was I said I think Evelina could be the GOAT if she learned to putt. This year I can say she didn't learn to putt. She just threw the disc so well she couldn't make the mistakes.
Killed it.
Yeah, my problem was last year I said Evelina Salin was going to learn to putt. I didn't leave the if in there, so I got cooked on that one.
I remember
I
that
also
one.
got cooked on that one. I mean, it just wasn't Evelina's performance. It was just you could be that cracked and just not even be a good putter. Kind of a W. But yeah.
Corey, from what you could take from Jomez coverage, what was your takeaway for
How was Jomez coverage?
Listen,
Is it
guys,
different?
you can't literally talk about, oh, I couldn't disc golf for 3 years because my work is just so busy and everything, and then complain to me about not watching
That's
live
fair.
because I was too busy. Okay, you can't do that.
That's fair. That's
Okay.
fair.
So anyway, Jomez is phenomenal, and they started using other coverage. Like they'll check in on people now, which is cool.
Yeah.
Probably because it's all under the same umbrella now. The only takeaway that I have is Evelina shot 16 down. I really want to see what Kristen can do. She could have lost still to Evelina, but I'm curious. I'm curious what she could have done there. And instead, she is making reels on Instagram about how you can subscribe to her page.
She's learning how to monetize herself after last season, which is really smart. Capitalize on your season because who knows if that will ever come close ever again.
It's understandable, but I still want to see, I wish she had a chance to go play the course, how it's set up, even if it's not for the tournament, but play same OB and everything like that and see how good she can play.
Evelina played the event 10-12 rated for the tournament.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I will say 8 down is pretty nasty because that was half of her score from the previous 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But besides for Kristen, my biggest takeaway for FPO is Joey Buckets.
Joey Buckets there.
Killed it out there.
He
I was
crushed him.
lost. I was lost in
He
sauce, fellas. My bad.
Yeah.
No, mine. So my biggest takeaway, honestly, this plays into both, and I'm going rogue a little bit too, and then I'll give an FPO one. But the coverage was sick. Like I feel like the coverage was so good. It's maybe an unpopular opinion. I love Ian Anderson. Like I love the typical. If it's Ian and Philo, I like that commentary team. I thought Ken added so much as well. Like I thought his commentary was so good, way better than a lot of his prior work. That I felt like if they can keep that group together and convince Ken to do it every week, that we would be in a golden age of commentary. And I feel like just randomly quality was way better, and it just overall the coverage was really, really good. As far as a specific FPO takeaway, the formula is if Evelina doesn't lose strokes to the field putting, which she didn't this weekend, that's spooky because she gained almost 10 off the tee. Yeah. So we've known that she can throw, and I guess the answer to a suspect putt is to throw it closer.
Yeah, and I think we're going to have a similar conversation when we talk about MPO next as well. With that,
I don't know why, but I feel like every single time that I think about the European FPO players on their off season, it's just working out the way that the villains in Dodgeball would, where they're just like screaming and like doing insane putting drills that
Right.
don't make sense. Like she's trying to putt while fighting off a grizzly bear. I know she's not
In the
Russian,
Arctic.
but that's the thought. Yeah, that's the thought that comes to mind. But yeah,
she go ahead.
paid off for her.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at some of these stats too for like round 1 as well. The one thing I will say is Paige Shue was putting really well, but she is struggling with the distance. I don't know if she'll ever come back to full form. We'll see it. But one thing that's fascinating about Paige Pierce that I'm looking at from the last round is she barely broke even on gained strokes for tee to green, which is very interesting.
Typically like a page stat. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a solid 2 pretty much for gain putting, which is good for her. You know, I think she was in the top 5
Wasn't
for
her
putting.
contract up this year?
Yeah,
Last year, but
she didn't interview
ever-
that she re-signed, and that Discraft is like holding the video for some reason. But like they shot a re-signing video with her that for some reason has not come out. Honestly, speaking of Paige Pierce, like I honestly kind of thought she played worse. She shot 2 points below her rating, which I feel like isn't awful. Like it felt like she played worse than that, like compared to the field.
Yeah. I don't know. I was confused on the fact that we haven't seen any announcement or anything like that on her. But then she has a new disc coming out.
Right.
So really weird.
So she's probably staying.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other surprises that I saw. I don't really know.
Joey Buckets.
I thought
Joey
Missy
Buckets.
would be more in contention in the last round than she was. I felt like early on she was like kind of closer to being in contention, but I mean, Evelina just kind of ripped everybody in round 3. So when
Yeah,
you shoot 5 better than the rest of the field, like
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you're already on top.
well, I mean, I will say like Missy did shoot 7 under the day before.
yeah.
So like that number was out there, and Holland had shot 5 under first round and second round. So she could have shot 5 under again and been 1 behind, but instead just struggled. I mean, Ella Hansen, same thing. She was like 1, 2, 3, 4. She was 4 over through for the first 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, I tell you right now, it was like a free tournament for any of these women to figure out how to win before Kristen comes over. So that's what I feel like that's the approach that they need to start taking is like, hey, I have an opportunity to maybe boost my confidence and maybe make a name for myself before Kristen comes over, which is exactly what Evelina did.
Yep.
You know, does anyone know when Kristen's first tournament is, by the way?
Don't actually.
I'm going to go
Actually,
on Instagram
I
right
was
now.
gonna confidently say Waco, but I don't think that's accurate.
She
I
used
think it's
to.
the Porsche Open.
Dude, she loved showing that car off, didn't she?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, it is Waco. Yeah, she'll be ready in 2 weeks.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. First time I've ever been right in my entire life.
Let's go. Yeah, I'd be
I'm
showing.
excited for Waco. That's one of my favorite courses
Yeah,
to watch.
I really like watching. I'm interested to see
Yeah.
the second course they're adding, but I am a big Waco fan.
Yep. I hope they start doing courses that are like manageable in distance. That way, it brings a lot more of the field in play. Like we're gonna talk about MPO in a minute, but I was really pleasantly surprised to see how many names were in the top 20 just for distance and placement shots alone. I love that style of golf. So
Yeah, let's go ahead and we can wrap up and go on over to MPO. I have a feeling that we're going to talk about Joey Buckets a little bit. So, Matt, why don't you kick us off?
Okay. I was a little early before, but I'm right on time right now.
you know what we call that, right, Matt?
What?
PME.
So my MPO.
No, PME.
No, in all seriousness, I was actually talking. I meant to talk about Joey Buckets. Joey Buckets did not do a full tour last year. Just started to do a full tour this year, and has already done well. He is Joseph Anderson, otherwise known. He's been in some Bonanza videos. Braden Sides came in 26th place. He's pretty new to the tour. They also put out coverage of that. Cal Longquist was there. Joe Notch was there. I think like these names are all going to be, we're going to start seeing them really consistently because they're really young and they're really, really good. Half of them are from Michigan. I don't know why Michigan just pops out the greatest players of all time. It feels like,
Yep.
But
Like who?
no, I'm not saying as a general, like this person is from Michigan in there, but I'm saying I feel like Michigan pros of every event I've seen are just higher rated than everyone else.
Yeah.
Completely, Corey.
I know.
Completely
I
Corey
know.
is there. He knows.
Yeah.
I am going to call false on that statement, though.
That Michigan pros are higher rated than everyone else?
No, that we're going to be seeing those guys a lot more often up on the leaderboard.
Yeah, Brody said that too, but I think
It's facts.
Are you talking about
you give it
Michigan? Are you talking about Michigan boys or just like?
Nope, those guys that
you're talking about
that
Joey
Matt,
and all
those
them.
four
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
You don't think
Okay.
so?
No, I mean
I was
this
gonna say,
this course
have
is
you ever
not.
heard of
Go ahead.
Carl
What?
Klein? Have you ever heard of Carl Klein?
Monster. No, I think this is an anomaly course. I don't think this is going to be a trajectory of what we're going to see for the rest of the season because the rest of the courses just don't look like this course. So
Why is it? Why is it an anomaly course? I'm curious.
because it's a lot of placement shots. It's very tight, heavily like guarded with certain like OB and rough, and like you can play around this course and have to throw really accurate shots. Now, if you have power, you could take advantage of some things, which is what we saw. But I mean, look at these names on the leaderboard. Right, I'm going to go through a couple. Jesse Niemanen. The only other time he's played really well, or finished in the top 10, was Waco, I believe, last year. Also, like Matt Bell finished in the top 15. Right, Luke Humphreys. Top 15.
Hey,
like
that's the
these
beginning of the
guys,
season champ right there.
That's true. He's a monster, dude. So like Albert Tom, top 17. Like these are names that Gavin
who called that
Rathburn.
one?
You know, these are guys that like are not long throwers, so they were able to take advantage of their accuracy to play well at these courses.
I'm gonna call cap on Gavin Rathbun and Albert Tom not being long throwers.
Well,
I'm just gonna say that.
I agree. I would agree with that. But I'm saying like this course is like you could play yourself around this course and be in contention. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with like the longer courses that we're going to be seeing the rest of the year. We'll see if I'm wrong, but I really don't think we're going to be seeing that.
And Joey Buckets, I would say, he is known for really accurate, not as much distance. But the other guys, Joe Notch, Cal, even Braden a little bit, but I don't know Braden's game as much. They do seem to rock with this distance. Paul Kranz, all these people. So I don't know. Like I said, those guys didn't do particularly well. I mean, they beat out a lot of people, but not a lot of people played well this weekend. It was also not that.
If you're an accurate thrower and you have the Heiser flip up game, you played well there. It's just it is what it is. Like Niklas was in it until he, was it round 2 or round 3? He kind of screwed up. It might have been round 2. He slipped. One down, round 2. Yeah. So he slipped up the second round, but like he was in it. Like this is the biggest, like my biggest push for against what Matt's saying. Okay, no offense to the guy because he was shredding coming off an ACL reconstructive surgery, but Kevin Kiefer was in the mix until the last round. The guy is hobbling around the course with a brace on, trying to play disc golf, and he was still in it. So it feels like an anomaly.
I do think it's a different course, and I think the commentary highlighted it pretty well, where like most courses the tour plays on is like how many of the set 16 to 17 opportunities to birdie on the course are you going to make, and this one was more like what birdies are you going to get out of like the 5 or 6 you can get in any given round, and just like how much risk can you manage outside of that. So I do think we see a lot of courses where, I mean, obviously scores were much lower here than a lot of other courses, and I think that has to do with needing to, like, placement shots were so important, even down to like if you were 20 feet off a landing zone you had nothing, versus like being in a prime position. So I think it was a lot more punishing to being slightly off than a lot of other courses are.
I would agree, but
I'll roll right into mine. Because we talked about it already. My biggest takeaway, I have two. My biggest takeaway, like player wise, was Gavin Rathbun. We talked about him. This is a guy that like was signed to DD and supposed to be one of their bigger players, had a big injury, had, labrum torn surgery on it, and was not going to tour this year. I think like at one point had decided he was not going to tour, and then decided kind of last minute to come play this event. And I think a top 10 like is exactly what you need to reinvigorate yourself, to really kind of put some fuel back in you and decide to, keep playing. And then hopefully that gets some more sponsorship attention for him, because I think that he has a ton of potential that just hasn't quite been realized yet with the injury that he had. My other biggest takeaway was, go ahead.
Who's his sponsor again?
Nobody right now.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I knew it used to be with Dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. He doesn't have anybody right now, and thought about not touring, and then came out and balled out. So we'll see. My other biggest takeaway is a specific moment for my guy, AB. I'm kind of surprised we haven't even talked about him yet, but when Rick hit that putt on 17 and quite literally yelled in his face,
oh my gosh,
I was like, if there's any time that you could see AB get shaken, he just almost threw OB twice, and then Rick just hits his massive putt and yells at you. And then to just like pipe those 2 shots on 18 was so sick.
Yeah, and
that was actually pretty gas.
And it's crazy because like AB was still behind the basket, still waiting to hit his putt. I wonder if it did rattle him in the moment.
But, I mean, if it was me, I pooped myself. Like, I'm done for it.
Yeah.
I mean, AB was like, I've never heard him yell that loud.
But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that. Like, that sequence of moments was so big, I think, just for like a guy like AB who had the European Open situation happen and like just has not like closed out a win, to come out off that on the tee on 18 and just lace that shot, which was honestly not really the line that a lot of people stuck with. Like, it was a pretty clear like chip up forehand kind of hole, and I think it was a buzz. I would assume it was a buzz that he just piped down the middle. It was sick.
Yeah,
it's probably a Luna.
Might have been a Luna, actually.
Are you talking about like on the tee of 18 or on the middle of? Yeah, it was a Luna.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and then I think his approach from there, I think that was a buzz. Yeah. But yeah, I think AB found his new formula for winning is don't win any off-season stuff in Arizona.
Don't destroy the Arizona preseason tournaments, and then you're good.
Yeah, he wanted everyone to sleep on him, so he purposely threw the tournament against Parker, and then threw the tournament in for the not the Memorial, but whatever that other one was.
We got Scott in the chat saying from Rick that was disrespectful. I feel like it wasn't disrespectful, because I feel like if I'm Rick and I hit that putt, like I don't even know AB's behind me. Like, I'm just hyped. But I feel like that merits a discussion.
It is a discussion. All right, Scott, I'm with you. Okay, I wasn't gonna go into it because whenever I talk about Ricky, I just bash Ricky on here. So I actually wasn't gonna bring it up, but the fact that he like turns around and like looks at AB and does it, that actually like I don't care for that necessarily, but I will say like it doesn't really matter anymore to me because AB was able to get the last laugh. But I think maybe if like AB and Ricky aren't as close, that maybe is a more awkward moment.
I agree.
But it's because they're buddies. I think it's okay. Like if I was playing against my buddy in a tournament and I knew I was losing and I did that to my buddy, like he would be like, I'm still winning, so don't worry about it. They wouldn't even be that phased. But yeah, I don't like that Ricky did it, but I mean, whatever. I mean, it's more entertaining when people do that kind of stuff. I will say that much.
Yeah, I guess too, like I I don't know. In my mind, like in the moment, I didn't think it was directed like at AB. Like I just thought he was super hyped about making the putt. Like there may be some more like slow-mo analysis on, like how lined up he was, like if he was looking directly at AB or not. But that would probably sway my decision. Like especially like in the moment, I just thought he was just super hyped to make that putt, and not like directing it at AB, but just having a little pop off.
I think next time they need to drop the gloves.
Ooh, well, they're
Full on. So
they're
I know a lot of
buddies.
hockey players that are buddies that'll just freaking grab you by the shirt and start whopping you.
Can you imagine if we saw a Ricky
Just a
AB
true
showdown?
brawl, yeah.
But not not an actual like squared up fight. The
The
full
true,
hockey
like, yeah.
thing where they're they're
grabbing
grabbing
the
the
neck.
collar.
They
and
put
just-
roller skates on first.
Speaking of hockey fights, did y'all see the Flyers and Rangers fight from the other night? It was like the best brawl of the year so far. Corey, you posted it.
Are you talking about the one where he like cross checks him?
No, I'm talking about the fight between the Flyers guy and the Rangers guy.
Yeah, I thought he came up and like cross checked the guy in the face or something like that. And
Oh,
then
how it
that-
started, I don't even remember. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm pretty sure he came. Oh, it was because of the. Are you talking about the slap shot?
It was right off. I
breakaway?
think it was right off the beginning of the game. I think is what it was. Anyways, never mind.
No, you're talking. Okay, yeah. So two of the biggest goons in the
Yeah.
NHL right now, we're going blow for blow for a good like 2 minutes straight of just like face.
They were going at it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best brawl of the year so far. They were talking about it or whatever. But-
Sorry, I post a lot of hockey on Instagram, so that's.
oh no,
Yep.
it's all good. Anyways,
So, my biggest takeaway of the MPO, which is basically the FPO but just all dudes, is
Facts.
Aaron Gossage looks amazing, and
Facts.
I apologize for last week saying that I wasn't sure if he was ready. Seeing how confident he was with his putting, it actually looked good. It felt good. Like I could actually feel how it was going in the basket, and it was great. So, besides for Joey Buckets, I'm gonna say Aaron Gossage is gonna take a breakaway like very early.
Dude, what was that Aaron Gossage shot? He throws like 2 bad shots. He is deep in the woods, so deep.
Oh, he does the roller?
Yes, so deep a cameraman can't even get back there. He's so mad, and you just hear him like throw a shot, and he goes, "Oh my goodness!" And he hops out. And he's like so happy, and I'm like, "What? What did he just throw to get out of there?" But
Oh, I will say real quick too. I forgot to talk about this, but we can wrap up our predictions. Gossage made me think of it because Corey predicted it. So I don't remember exactly who everyone picked, but I ended up with 4 points with AB, and Albert Tom was my dark horse that finished the highest, and our other podium finisher was Corey with Aaron Gossage. So 4-1 in goose eggs for the boys.
And guess who chose as all three of their guys finishing 4, 5, and 6?
Torture, dude. That's so unfortunate.
I literally had all three of my guys. Even Kale at the first day was in the top 10. And I was like, dude, I'm scoring all
He's
the
a
points.
genius. Yeah.
And then everything was like 4, 5, 6. I was like, well, no points. Cool.
Tyler, where'd you put the list of where everyone or what everyone voted for?
It's on Instagram. I can grab it real quick and do a little
Oh,
grab.
But I was gonna say, who got the point for the who got the point for their dark horse pick? Is that what we
Taylor
called it?
did.
I did.
Albert
Oh,
Tom.
Taylor also did. Oh, you're so right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I had
so-
Calvin, nowhere to be found.
Where
Calvin,
is that? Where is
AB,
that?
James Proctor were my 3 with Albert Tom as the dark horse. Matt had Ezra Robinson, Paul Macbeth, and Cole Dolan with a dark horse of Greg Barsby. Side note, we got to do better about figuring out who's playing the tournaments beforehand in the future.
Oh, bro.
Corey had Chris Dickerson, Gossage, and Corey Ellis with the dark horse of Silas Schultz. And then Tyler had, again, Kyle Klein, Gannon Burr, Matty O, 4, 5, 6, and then a dark horse of Kale LaVisca.
And I think Kale finished 1 behind Albert. And I think
Yeah, he was up there.
Matt's. Who was Matt's dark horse?
Garrett Garthy. Or no, not Garrett Garthy.
Greg.
Barsby.
Oh no, it's Corey's guy finished same
Silas
thing
Schultz,
with Silas finished same place as Kale, and we were right behind Albert Tom. So we picked some pretty good dark horses, honestly.
Yeah.
But we didn't pick like Joey Anderson or anything like that.
And that's fine.
Well, he was playing after me.
He'll be there for the rest of the year for me, by the way.
The one thing I want to say about Aaron Gossage is that I think if he goes gain putting, he goes plus on every day. I think he wins like every tournament. Like his tee to green round 1 was not the best, but it was still like pretty good. But then you look round 2 and round 3, which is like, in my opinion, more important. He was second round 2 in tee to green, and round 3 he was number 1 by like, oh, not by that much. Never mind. Round 2 he was really, really good. He was up like by a full point almost tee to green. Oh, never mind. That's Kyle Klein. Sorry, I'm so bad at this, dude. Every time I start comparing,
it's when you start sorting it, you think it stays and it doesn't. I will say though, this is interesting. From the last round, Aaron Gossage only parked 1 hole. Yeah. So I mean, he needs to take the Evelina strat, where if your putt isn't great, you got to throw it closer, my guy.
Round 3 strokes gained putting was a 1.5, which is pretty good on the field, but he was a -0.5 on day 2. And then he was a -0.5 on day 1. So if he goes positive every day, he wins the tournament. I mean, flat out is what it looks like. I mean, and I heard someone say like he was throwing, it was in the practice round with Ezra and Brody. Ezra was saying, oh yeah, Aaron's would take that line. And then they're like, well, why don't you? And he's like, I can't do that. I mean, if Ezra Robinson is saying he can't take a line, but Aaron is, like, we know Aaron's in like another stratosphere right now. Yeah. So, I got a couple other things to say, but I'll wait about that. But, I thought Aaron Gossage was super impressive as well. But it's still like his putt like looked good, but he's still hitting the cage.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's an aiming thing at this point. Like I don't know what it is, but
you got to fix one thing at a time.
I know.
Got to do the Calvin strategy of just aim at the band.
It just felt weird though, because like the putt looked good, but it felt like it was the same result. So it feels closer, obviously, because it looks better.
Yeah. The thing is, he's more comfortable like now. So even if it's the same result now, I'd rather be more comfortable with my putt and then fix it then try and like do that. Just chuck it as hard as you can from your belt line. Like that was awkward, and maybe it would go in, maybe it wouldn't, but I'd rather be very comfortable. Hey, this feels great. Now let me fix my aim.
Yeah. No, but I think I didn't, team also, the commentators also say something about that. Like, his putt looks really good, but it looks like he's aiming at the right side or aiming at the left side or something. And so, yeah, he's working on it. Maybe it's a W. Who knows? Yeah. All right, Taylor, wipe the floor with us, though.
Hey, we got any last minutes before we hop into some trivia?
I didn't even give my hot take.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Takeaway.
Oh my goodness.
Taylor, what was yours originally for this one, or takeaway?
Mine was the Gavin Rathbun played out of his mind, and that AB clutched up after Ricky yelled at him.
Yeah, I will go ahead and make a comment about AB that we made about Evelina. I think if same boat for AB. I think if he goes plus in the strokes gained putting, I think he could win like every tournament too. So it's really crazy.
It was crazy this weekend. It felt like he was making everything.
Yeah. So he was strokes gained putting. I'm sorry. Strokes gained putting C2 round 1. He was in first. And then so he did really well the first day, obviously picking up a ton of strokes. But I was crazy to think about. I was thinking about this is like I pooped on Discraft last year because none of their team can win except for Corey Ellis at a major, and then all of a sudden it seems like their entire squad is primed to like do really well.
That's because I told them you were pooping on them.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm like, Corey,
yeah,
Corey's gonna let him know.
I'm a lunch break. I drove by. I said, "Hey guys, my buddy doesn't think you guys can win."
Nope.
So
the DGA team is better, so get on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they stopped making them.
Oh, did they?
that's
they
the
said,
repercussion. It's like actually,
if they're gonna win more than us, then
we don't have
we're
the
just not
machine
gonna make
time. It's just
they're not gonna make their discs.
too many Z-Flex jawbreaker.
Makes a lot of sense. I totally get that.
Yeah, they actually murdered Cole Radalin. It was weird.
Dang, rest in peace, dude.
Dude,
That's why if you go on DGA's website right now, you can get Cole Radalin pipelines for $11.99.
Oh,
the
is that
plug.
All
facts?
pipelines. No, that's facts. All pipelines are currently on sale, and a bunch of other stuff. Avalanche is $11.99.
Disc, by the way,
Avalanche?
not good.
I thought you liked that.
Yo, I thought that was in your bag.
Not
Yeah.
the first. Not the first one. It's too overstable for me for my liking. But I got Andrew Marweeds in the bag, but I feel like that's going to be coming out. We'll see. I don't love the plastic feel in the wintertime right now. I think when it gets warmer, that plastic is going to feel a lot better. But right now, DGA does not fly. Hold on, I got. Be careful with my word choice. DGA doesn't feel good. No, DGA doesn't. DGA Proline plastic does not feel good in the wintertime.
Yeah, I could see that.
So the SP plastic feels really good. Like my pipeline, amazing. Love it. I have no complaints in any cold temperatures or anything like that. But like I had my disc in my car when it was like 50 degrees or something like that. And because of the sunlight hitting like my bag, like the disc felt warm. So when I picked up the PL plastic, I was like, oh, this actually feels like really, really solid. It feels really good, but it's been a struggle getting grip with them in the wintertime. Anyways, back to my biggest takeaway from MPO. I was honestly shocked about how good Ricky was right off the bat. And not even just like throwing the disc, but like I remember when we were choosing our ultimate disc golfer, like I had this like intuition moment, like, dude, Ricky is like a good putter. I don't know why his statistics don't always show it. And sure enough, like I'm watching Ricky putt this weekend. I'm like, bro, the dude is so good at putting and like so good from like 100 feet in. Like it seems like if he's 60 feet, you know, to like 80 feet, he's going to make it 50% of the time.
I feel like Ricky's time at Innova killed like the perception of his putting, because like he never seemed to get comfortable with any Innova putter, and like that was like that. I feel like Ricky's kind of weird. Like that was Ricky before. Like Ricky was sidearms, and like if he was within 80, like the putt's going in. Yeah, and I definitely agree. Like recently, I've been like, I feel like I don't trust Ricky to make 50 footers or like 30 footers sometimes.
Yeah.
What does he putt with?
Dagger. Very floaty with a bead though.
Mm. It's the deepest putter of all time. They're so deep.
Super deep.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ricky was right off the jump, like leading the tournament pretty much. And then everyone struggled round 2, and then round 3, like he did pretty well. But hold on one sec. My computer. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm just looking to the scoreboard and whatnot as we go. But yeah, I was just really impressed with Ricky. I thought for a minute when Ricky was popping off day 1, I was like, dude, you know, this whole thing with Paul playing really well at his course, I'm like, we might actually get that Paul and Ricky, like what everyone wants, his first tournament. And then we never saw Paul. So
he was too busy carrying AB's bag.
Bro, I was going to say that last day, I almost put it in the Discord. I was like, somebody find Paul after his round and keep him so far away from AB, it's not even funny. Like, just.
Yeah. So I was just really impressed with Ricky. I mean, I thought Kyle Klein was I thought I called that like into existence with him. But Kyle struggled right off the bat in round 2. It was very strange. He missed through a couple lines. But I tell you what, Kyle Klein tore up the back 9 when he got back, but it was just too little too late. He had bogeyed like 4 holes after 11 that he had played, and it was just like too late. So yeah, my big takeaway, Ricky is still really good, and I was really shocked to see it, to be honest. I was not expecting it. So it seems like this is anyone's game this year. Like there's so many good players at the top. Like for the last 20 to 30 minutes, we've been talking about MPO. Not one person talked about Gannon Burr. and he was like
That's
the guy
crazy.
that we
Yeah.
talked about like all off season. I think Gannon is struggling from Circle 2. I think I messaged you guys and I said over 2 days he only made like 2 Circle 2 putts, which is insane to me to think about. Round 3, he finally made 1 more. So he only made 3 Circle 2 putts all weekend.
That's crazy from the guy that set the record for Circle 2 putting percentage last year.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure I got that right. He made 1. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. He actually only made 2 Circle 2 putts the entire weekend out of a total of 15. So out of 15 Circle 2 putts, he only made 2. So, and he lost by 4. So, if he does his average, he probably wins the tournament
there.
or he's
Yeah.
right in it. So,
Little bro's throwing the dang P3X's.
We got to get him some different putters, man. Just be normal and putt with P2s. Like,
or just hope that he beats the crap out of them before the next tournament.
not even that. He needs to say he's putting with links, but what he needs to do is wipe the PA3 stamp and put
just
links
send them.
right on it. Yeah. So,
And have Innova make them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, I know we're short on time, so let's
real
get
quick
to it.
Scott brought up a funny moment I'll talk about. I don't know if you guys saw this on the live. Cynthia Ricciardi for a moment spent a solid actual 15 minutes looking for a disc in knee-high water, and I love Terry. Terry was so mad on the commentary. It was so funny to me. But yeah, that was another instance of disc golfers not following the rules and self-policing. Good job, guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. We love to
What
see
round
it.
was this? Do you know which round this was? I have to go back.
Final
to watch
round.
this.
It was round 3.
Ah,
Yeah, she was stomping around the water for a while looking for a disc. It was genuinely 10 to 15 minutes.
it's like move on, and then at the end of the tournament, go back and find it if you really want it.
All right, we will get into, for the first time in a while, some trivia. So I'm going to say, I know we've been looking at stats and referencing stuff. This will be related to the tournament. So honor system, everybody close your PDJ live at the moment. I don't have the ability to be like a college professor and look at your browser, but I'm just going to honor system trust everybody.
So what did you just say? I'm sorry.
Closeout of live stats for the tournament because
gotcha.
The trivia questions are related. So we got 3 categories. We are going to beat a man while he's down. I'm going to give you guys some random player names, and we are going to give an over and under on if they finished below or above Paul Macbeth for the weekend. And then we've got some questions related to stats. I got a true and false and a guess the player. I thought when I first looked that the stats were cumulative. I'm an idiot, so these are just for the last round, but we got something. Okay.
No, that got me too, Taylor. That's not your bad, bro.
Yeah. So
Everyone's all mad about that too. It's like, dude, they'll figure it out. Calm down.
It'll be all right, but I definitely was confused. So we'll start off. These are all just gonna be, I'll go down, get an answer from each of you guys, and then I do have some tiebreakers if we need them, but we'll see who gets the most sum of points at the end. So we'll start off with our over-under. Again, this is, did this player finish above or below Paul Macbeth for the chess.com Invitational? The first contestant we have, we'll go in the same order. I got Corey, Matt, Tyler. First guy is Tristan Tanner.
Over.
So taking that as he finished worse, I just want to make sure that the number
Is
is
it my
higher.
turn?
Yes.
wait,
No,
wait,
Matt.
wait. What is okay?
Yeah, sorry. I explained that over is he finished worse than Paul. Under is he finished better.
Then under. I'm thinking did he shoot better?
Yeah, sorry.
Over.
Whether or
Okay,
not
so
the numbers
under,
are. Yeah.
Under.
I think under as well. I think Paul shot better than him, but I don't know off the top of my head. All right, Tyler.
Wait, are we basing this off of the Tristan or Paul?
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Because
here.
the way Matt just worded it,
forget over under. That was a bad choice of words. Did Tristan Tanner place higher or lower than Paul Macbeth in the tournament? Better or worse? We'll go with better or worse. Did Tristan Tanner place better or worse?
all right.
Can you just
I'm
make
so sorry.
better words?
I need better words.
Better.
So Matt, better or worse, did Tristan Tanner shoot than Paul?
I think worse.
Okay, Tristan Tanner shot worse than Paul.
All right, everybody's starting off hot. Paul finished in 52nd in a tie. Tristan Tanner was at 92nd.
Yep, I saw that.
All right, so we got our next guy here is Nico LaCastro. Back to Corey.
Better.
All right, we got Matt.
Better.
We're clean sweep right now. Nico LaCastro sneaky got 17th in this event.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
for
remember
our
that
guy.
he got 17th or something. That's kind of sick.
His Instagram post was weird.
I loved his little post-round recaps of just Nico driving around, just like talking about life in disc golf.
Yeah, he's really trying to play that victim card. It's like you can't, dude.
All right.
Anyways, keep going.
For our third guy, we've got my fellow Infinite Disc teammate, Mr. Grady Shue.
Ooh.
Better or worse than Paul at this event?
Better.
All right, Matt.
Shoot. I think better.
Worse.
It's going to be hard to scoring separation if everybody keeps picking the same answer. But Grady Shue did finish better than Paul at this event. Came in 34th.
So Matt's winning right now.
You guys
I think
are tied.
so by 1 point.
Yeah, Corey missed the first one.
I missed the first one.
Oh, did you?
He said
Okay, never
he
mind.
said better than Paul the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So
Corey and I are tied, and Matt's 100%.
Yep. Look at Matt go. All right. Well, now we got some stats questions. This one is a true or false. So despite winning the tournament with a 5 down in the last round, AB did not lead in any stat category on the round. True or false? We'll start with Corey.
The third round?
Yes. Round 3.
Okay.
Better.
Stupid.
Sorry. True.
All right. Matt.
I think I'll also say true.
Did not lead any stat category.
Correct.
Oh, man.
That's a tough one. I have not looked at the stats like that.
Most screamed at.
False.
It is true. He did not lead in any stat in the last round. I thought that was kind of wild.
That is crazy.
Loaded question.
All right. And then finally, we've got to pick your own answer here. This is a guess the player. One player in the final round led in the most stats, which was 3. He led in scramble percentage, tied or led in scramble percentage, C1 in regulation, and strokes gained T to green. I believe it was like 8 strokes gained T to green. Who is the player? Corey, Matt, and then Tyler.
Strokes.
Dude, I saw this statistic on the strokes gained, but I don't remember who it was.
What was the second stat?
Scramble percentage, C1 in regulation, and strokes gained T to green.
Oh, man. I feel like I saw this one, too. I literally just looked at it. Strokes gained T to green.
Aaron Gossage.
Aaron Gossage, yep. That was going to be my guess, too. Aaron Gossage.
I'm just the only thing I could think of is that thing that Matt was talking about where he was like just deep and he was like, "Yay!"
Yeah, I'm going Aaron Gossage, too.
It probably is Aaron, but I'll change it up. I'll say Ricky. I don't think that's right, but
It was indeed Aaron Gossage. So we've got a tie at the top right now. We've got Corey and Matt tied with 4 out of the 6 correct. Tyler with 2. I respect being different though, since it makes the scoring a little easier. I have one tiebreaker for above and under, or better or worse than Paul, and then I'll go dig in for something if we truly need it. But last player to guess if this person finished high or better or worse than Paul Macbeth in the tournament is the famed Joey Tamale, who did beat Paul at the European event and now is touring full time with MVP. So Corey first, and then Matt on.
I'm gonna say better.
I'm gonna say worse.
All right, Matt takes it down in the tiebreaker. He was tied for 89th.
Yeah.
Wait, what was Paul again?
52nd.
Okay.
I do have one more fun fact in looking through some stats. I would like to point out, and this is with all due respect, someone near and dear to us, Mr. Brody Smith, did finish in 107th and was beaten by 12 strokes by the 14-year-old Wyatt Mahoney. So shout out to Wyatt. He's out there doing it.
Yeah. Dude,
Well,
go ahead, Tyler.
No, go ahead, and then I'll say my ender.
I was going to say, his practice round, he did look just... I think Connor said it on Crypt Locked, and then I watched it earlier today. He just looked like his form looked rough. Like go ahead.
I mean, has he been practicing disc golf at all this offseason?
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, come on.
And yeah, Scott Cash, you did hear that correct. He is at max 14 years old currently. He was 13 last season. So Wyatt Mahoney is the man.
Yeah.
Plus, Brody's not from Michigan, so he's not good at this.
That's not
real.
actually good.
That's real.
Texas. No, he's from what, Florida or Texas?
I don't remember.
I think he's Texas.
I don't know.
But he
Well, he went to
school in
Ohio.
Florida.
Yeah.
No, he went to school in Florida.
I think he's from Ohio.
He's a Gator boy.
He definitely went to U of F. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why he likes Ohio State. Could be just a fanboy from when they were good.
I think
I
his
feel like I've heard
parents
this
went to
story,
Ohio
but-
State.
I don't know where the Ohio State connection is.
But yeah, Wyatt Mahoney shot 10:03, it looks like, for the event, and beat the likes of Chandler Kramer, Connor O'Reilly, Jake Hebenheimer.
Good for him, man.
Austin Hannum,
That's
Joey
sick.
Tamale, Tristan Tanner, Tim
Shout out.
Barham.
You're welcome
Shout
on the
out
show
Wyatt.
anytime, young boy.
That's my guy right there.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
from Chicago.
Who is?
Brody Smith.
What?
Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago?
Chicago.
Hey, I also want to make another comment about FPO before we go away, and this is for you, Taylor. Katrina
I know what's
Katrina Allen finished 33 strokes behind the leader. I mean, it's
Hey,
rough.
There's something about me in preseason FPO predictions that just, whatever I say, turn around 180. Because I am wrong.
I also want to say that on the FPO side as well, Haley King getting DNF, I think was a soft move. I heard she slipped and fell. I hope she's really not hurt, but it's not the first, second, third, or fourth time that she's DNF'd when she wasn't playing well in a tournament because she got hurt. So I hope she's okay, because I picked her to be like the challenger to Kristen Tatar this year if she could get her OB game lined up. But supposedly she was slipping around all over the place with her throws. So
Haley King in so many ways reminds me of a younger Paige Pierce, where like goes OB all the time, has a lot of arm talent, and then the mental is kind of the question.
now I said this to you guys that I got some beef on it. I'll bring it up really quickly, but we don't have to go deep into it. I have T-pad beef right now. I think turf T-pads are the worst T-pads on the face of the earth, and I will die on that hill 100%.
I will say this can wrap into my last topic I had is, should the whether it's the chess.com invitational or not, should this be where we start the Pro Tour in 2025?
I would say yes, but they got to put in cement T-pads, because the turf T-pads are so bad, especially if there's any moisture in the air. And here's some reasons why. Okay, if you watch coverage this weekend, Ricky on the very first hole threw a forehand shot and nearly slipped and fell. Holland Hanley on the first tee pad slipped and almost fell throwing a forehand shot. And there's multiple people that were having issues on the tee pads throwing forehand shots. I this weekend played in a tournament where there was turf tee pads, and I threw 2 forehand shots and slipped both times in the woods and took a double bogey on both those holes because my disc went a completely opposite direction because I fell on my forehand shots. Last year, I was playing in a tournament, second to last hole, throwing a forehand shot, slipped on a turf tee pad that was dry, and I lost the tournament by 1 because my disc went somewhere and I had to scramble and I wasn't able to get birdie on that hole. So I hate turf tee pads. I think they're terrible. I think they don't have enough grip. Give the people the concrete tee pads with. There needs to be like some sort of like grading and
Like textured concrete.
Yes, that need to be on pro level courses. Sure, courses I play at, sure, I get it. But these courses, like there needs to be regulated tee pads on pro tour courses, in my opinion, so people don't get hurt. I know at MVP we have the certain, I don't know what they are, not even tile, but like mason blocks or whatever they're called. Yeah. Tee pads up there. When it gets wet, it gets dangerous. We've seen Kevin do the slip ace, which is cool because we get to remember it. But he slipped and he could have got
tear his ACL. Yeah.
Right. It looked like he did, but he didn't. And at this point, it's like safety for the players so they don't get hurt. I mean, Haley King is saying that she slipped on a couple of tee pads and may have hurt her back or whatever the case may be. So at this point, it's a safety issue for me. So, Matt, I saw you get all upset about turf. Why do you like turf, noodle arm, who can't generate enough power?
Whoa.
Come on, boys.
I play with people who throw plenty far. We love turf. Turf is our favorite. Where I'm at, okay, I will say, at least where I'm at, the course I play, my home course, is a turf tee pad, but it's a well-constructed turf tee pad with really good drainage. So even we are the wettest county in Maryland. None of us have ever slipped there. I've slipped on plenty of cement tee pads though, and almost ate it. I will say a graded cement tee pad is nice, but it's kind of like it can be like weirdly grippy at that point. The turf tee pads I've been on have always been really well. Like the guy who put them together, they are most of the time dry because they were really well constructed. So maybe these are crappily constructed ones on a new course that ownership got swapped over to, and then they had all sorts of other problems and they're freaking out. But they've always treated me well. I'm happy anytime I see a turf tee pad.
So two things. One, there's a personal level and a pro tour level that I discussed. On the personal level, whatever, it is what it is. But on a pro tour level, I haven't seen players really. I've seen how do I say this? I've seen a tournament be more affected on a turf pad than a cement pad on the pro tour. I've seen guys eat it on cement pads at places that rain a lot, and it's an old tee pad. But like this weekend, we saw multiple people slipping on the turf tee pad, specifically more for forehands, because you're literally putting all pressure on your foot going a certain direction, and the way the bottom of the shoe is designed, it's not meant to grip on a vertical like platform. It's more horizontal. So when you're going to throw a forehand shot, you're just not going to have as much grip, and the turf just can't handle it. So it just bothers me watching them.
But would you say that's the case on dry turf or wet turf? Or it doesn't matter?
It's more wet. It's more. I would say it's more prominent on wet, but it could be both. The tournament where I was on the second to last hole, that turf pad was dry, and I hit it like far enough back that where I wasn't hitting it in the sweet spot, and I still slipped. And I was wearing like Adidas Trex shoes, which I should have gripped the tee pad, and I shouldn't have had a problem. But I'm really more focused on the pro tour level. I think there needs to be a common. This should be what tee pad say, because what I would compare it to is, well, in ball golf, you're hitting off the same surface every single time, and people could say, well, again, this isn't ball golf, this is disc golf, we can be different or whatever, and we can have different the way people do it. But I really would wonder if you took a survey of the pro tour, which do pros like most on tee pads?
Yeah, I think they would say
like
old movie theater carpet.
Bro, this guy's been playing Crockett Park in Brentwood, Tennessee too often.
What did you say, Corey?
I said old movie theater carpet.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I played on rubber tee pads one time.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever played on turf tee pads. I don't
think I've ever maybe it's just where I'm at, and maybe it's the turf tee pads we have really good. Yeah, but I also watched the guy construct it, so I knew how they were put together. And I wouldn't be opposed to the Pro Tour. I do think it's weird when you go to Maple Hill and all of a sudden you're on pavers, and
pavers,
half the pros are like, dude, these are terrible, you know?
I feel like it's odd because I feel like most of the time a lot of the pros say they prefer turf. I think a lot of the issue this weekend came from like the course was super muddy, and like when your shoe is caked in mud and it's wet turf, like that's just a recipe for disaster in and of itself. But I am curious to see, like, I definitely don't disagree that I think like standardizing the teeing area is not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, not at all.
But I am curious to see like if they did the same survey with baskets where they were like, what baskets do you prefer and if you feel like catch the most fair, like I'm curious to see a survey result of like the Pro Tour of like what tee pads do you prefer.
It's mainly for forehand shots, honestly, is what turf tee pads are really bad for.
Because I feel like turf's more expensive than concrete and like more expensive to maintain than like a concrete tee pad.
It might be more expensive to maintain, but I think you can get recycled turf really easily. So like my course, I think got a bunch of recycled turf from the football field of the like local high school, and it just transitioned over really easily. But if you want to buy fresh turf, then yeah, it can be pretty. I looked into it.
To Corey's point, this is hilarious. My old home course, Corey has played a few times, and it legitimately is like old carpet from somebody's house. Or the tee pads, and they're the worst things of all time.
Bro, that's nice and clean. That's nice and clean.
I'm pretty sure there is one that's like old movie theater where it's like black with like the swirls and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
great course. Awesome. Tee pads are horrible.
Yep.
All right. Back to your question though. Do we want to come back to Florida? I say yes. It's good spot. I think they need to have another course they play before they get to Waco that's in Florida maybe.
Yeah, something on the way would be nice.
Like on the beach or something. That'd be awesome.
I definitely agree.
I played this really, really cool 9-hole in the Florida Keys. It was maybe a total of like 500 feet distance. So they could do that.
Yeah.
No, I think I agree with Tyler. I think that this course played sick. I thought it looked insanely cool, and it had some insanely cool shots.
It was a hard watch, though.
You think so?
I think it was hard to watch on like Disc Golf Network. Like I couldn't fully understand the picture of a hole.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the landing zones were specific. It was kind of I was the same way, especially on camera angles where they were like looking back at the tee. It was hard for me to like conceptualize exactly like where on the hole the camera was versus where the pin was.
And I felt like round one, they were showing the behind shot a lot more. And then all of a sudden we got into the weekend and it was more catch cams. And I thought we had transitioned. I thought we were transitioning to watch more of the behind shot because they like zoomed in from where they were all the way to the disc land. And I thought that was great. I'm with Yuli about that angle is my favorite angle. Yeah. So, but anyways.
Yeah, I definitely think it makes more sense to start in Florida. I'm excited to see this course after another year of work can kind of be done because I know I think Dylan Cease and Paul had both said like the whole lawsuit situation put them very far behind on like a lot of the work that they wanted to do like to get the course ready. So I also agree. Like I think that I don't know. I know Tyler's talked about this before. A lot of pros are like super specific about wanting weeks off and like periods between. But I think like there was a Silver Series in Tallahassee. Like there's some really good courses in the Mobile area, which I just know because I'm, in the South Alabama area and kind of know those courses. But like those would be good Pro Tour stops too if they wanted to put something in between, like on the way from Tampa/Brooksville to Waco. I feel makes like way more sense than going to Memorial after, which like I just saw Isaac Robinson was at Memorial. So like they're going from Brooksville, Florida to Arizona back to Waco.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why Parker Welk didn't go out and play. He came out and said like, I want to play the Memorial. So I just decided to take one more extra week.
Yeah. I think Drew Gibson said something similar too, but
yeah, I don't know. Corey,
any thoughts?
Hey, what's up?
Was Florida golf cool, or do you want to go back to Vegas?
Oh yeah. No, I like Florida golf better.
Yeah,
I do think. So I know Chandler Kramer talked about cleaning up because he just couldn't hit a single line. I do think they should clean up certain areas just for like aesthetic. Like it wouldn't affect a golf line, but it would be cool to have it cleaned up to where like spectators can get a little closer and all of that. But yeah, no, I love that course. It looks so fun.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that for aesthetic and getting more people to watch. It didn't seem like there was a lot of people there.
No.
So,
Yeah. Agreed. Awesome, fellas. We got any last minute topics we want to throw in here before you wrap this thing up? Is it like and subscribe?
It could be. Like and subscribe, guys. What is going on with disc golf trophies?
oh, here it is.
Dude, I'm gonna say some people are gonna hate after this.
Why did they both get charcuterie boards? Like, what is going on? I don't understand it.
I was
wasn't
more
even
disappointed.
engraved.
Like what got
wasn't
me,
stamped,
I
nothing.
get it. I get that like a nice chessboard is like an expensive thing, right? Like I think the ones they got, like you could see on the chess.com website were like $500 or something. What got me is like I dabble in other podcasts. I listen to some. One I listen to, honestly, much less than others, is the Nick and Matt Show. We talked about this earlier. And Nick Carl was talking about like, oh, just wait till you see the trophy. We got something sick. Like they talked about this beforehand of like the trophy thing. Nick Carl's like, yo, we got something sick coming. I'm like, it's not even engraved, branded, anything. Like I know a lot of people were talking about the easy miss with like a king and queen, like enlarged, chess piece would have been super sick. I'm not on the side of like doming trophies because they're bad, but this one was bad.
Yeah.
I don't see. Okay, so years down the road, is there going to be the same trophy to where like there's actually a purpose to it? Like, is there going to be a reason that there was a chessboard, charcuterie board, whatever you want to call it? We need to standardize some of these trophies. Like, there's a reason people know the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it's called, but the basketball one. And like,
I feel like the closest thing we've had to that was like the GBO trophies, were like I feel like the most well-known trophies.
yeah.
But those
So
are
I'm
also
gonna go
like
out-
the trophy you win at the end of the season. So it'd be like winning the Pro Tour. The ones you're
Does the
talking
Pro
about.
Tour have one?
It's a
I
big
really don't know.
Barbasol shaving cream can.
Yeah. Dude, like,
Actually, it's not even a
none
big
of-
one. It's just a Barbasol shaving cream can.
It's more like this, in my opinion. It's like have a trophy that we don't need to talk about.
Yeah.
Is what it really needs to be.
Yeah, but to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure the majors don't have good trophies either.
For what?
So-
for disc golf?
I feel like the fact that I can't
Yeah.
remember what the major trophies are a good thing. Like to your point, Tyler. Like,
Yes, but also we should be talking about the trophies if these people are winning. So, major announcement right now. I am going out. I'm going to design every single trophy
Yes.
and present it for next year, okay?
Let's go.
They're going to be really good trophies. They're going to be this year's theme. So, like, if next year it's not chess.com invitational, doesn't matter. It's going to be chess.com. So, I'm going to, dude,
So
we need good trophies.
USDGC is like this block of wood with all these like names on it. Like there's 4 or 5 rows. And then there's like this circular glass ball at the top.
and you get
That's
the
like
ring. That's the sick part.
Yeah. And I think they give you something else. They actually give you a certain trivia. Like Kyle Klein lifted up this like cylinder glass looking thing that looked pretty sick. I don't know if that's like the new thing or not, but it looks like I'm looking at these photos of people who have won USDGC in the past, and it's like this like block plaque thing that has like this glass circle logo on the top.
I think we need to be doing less of like trying to be different when it comes to the trophy department. Just make it a trophy. Like,
Yeah.
I do think it looked like I don't mind the idea. I think it kind of looks cool. But yeah, the fact that they couldn't even just stick it's the chess.com, that's like we just got to give up and just go to a generalized. But what was it? I think I talked about it last year. Eagle won that event in Canada and they gave him like a specialized Canadian jersey. I think that's like kind of a cool and
that's
quirky
cool.
thing. But
Like the Greg's Barsby winning like the Viking axe and shield thing. That was sick.
yeah, exactly. And then we just go here and they're like, it costs $400 or $500 to be custom made or whatever, and no one could take the time to etch in that it's a Pro Tour stop, or you could do so many other cool things. Like I like the idea of a generally cool trophy, but we just take so many L's all season long.
I think the issue too is like a lot of the disc golf trophies, like in this situation, like it has value, but also to someone that doesn't know that, like you literally could have told me that they picked that up off a table as a placeholder that they just had at the event for people to play chess on, and I would have believed you. Like, oh, they just forgot a trophy and they just picked one up over here.
They had giant pawns next to the tee pad.
Yes.
Literally just hand them that.
Yeah. I mean, imagine AB like wants to go home and put that in his home one day. It's like, how do you showcase that in your house?
Yeah. I mean, even though like you could put that on a shelf, but to Matt's point, it needs to say like chess.com, first place, MPO. Like you go to somebody's house like, Grandpa, what's this chessboard? Well, back in my day, I threw frisbees in the woods.
I mean, I don't know who it was, but you could have given like a king and a queen out to like FPO and MPO. Like, and like it could have been glass. It could have been something like it could have been like there's so many endless possibilities with this tournament that what it could have been. And or
a glass knight.
Yeah, that's true.
The freaking horse that would be so cool.
Glowing eyes.
Yes. Colorado.
So I mean, once again, we're back to talking trophies. I hope Brody talks about it tonight on Tour Life.
Bro's gonna roast that.
He said he's retired and he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. But this one was an all timer.
This could bring him out of retirement.
This was a bad. Yeah, this was a bad.
He'll want to talk about it after he sees my trophies, dude.
Corey, are you legit doing this? Because I'm very excited.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna do a video. I'm going to do a video soon of the actual like designs, like graphic design style. And then I do want to commission someone to do like 3D printed ones.
It's just like
each design.
We should, when we go to Charlotte, we should 3D print a trophy for there's some event.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes. It makes me so mad. The more I'm thinking about it, it's like you had all this time to know it was a chess.com and that was the best idea you could come up with.
Terrible.
I don't know.
Unforgivable.
It wasn't my idea.
I mean, the fact that Nick Carl went on his show and said,
that's what got me. It was like, we got something good coming.
Watch this. It's like, then if I'm his friend, I'm like, bro, anytime you say anything that you're like, yo, listen to this story, I'm like, yeah, cap on that, dude. No way.
No.
Yeah, you're done, dude. You're forbidden. So, oh, man.
All right, good topic to sneak in. Anybody else got some final thoughts?
Nah, I think it's past Matt's bedtime.
You guys, we're good.
All right, well, we'll wrap up at least the recorded show. We'll be live for a little bit longer, and then Corey will uncensor himself, and then we'll go into it. But appreciate everybody's time. If you don't know and are listening to this in a podcast app, we do also do these live on YouTube. So if you have time on Tuesday nights around 7 p.m. Central, check us out. But like and subscribe there wherever you're listening. Shout out to Foundation Disc Golf for putting us all on debate night and then putting us together. So if you need anything disc golf related, you can buy them there or another online retailer. Whatever you guys prefer. We'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment below, tag a friend, 3 friends in the comments. We'll give you something, a nice hug. Peace.
Peace.
Hey guys.